Oh, welcome and thank you for joining. Let's take a look at some homework questions. This one is from U5L2, number 16. So we have to find the components of the unit vector in the direction opposite to PQ, where the vector OP has the coordinates 11 and 19, and vector OQ has coordinates 2 and negative 21. So our focus must be on finding the unit vector of opposite of PQ. So that means first we need to find vector PQ, find the opposite of vector PQ, and then determine the unit vector of it. So if you wish, you can write the steps in this, sequence. So first we need to find vector PQ. Then we have to find the vector that is opposite to PQ. And then we have to find the unit vector of opposite of PQ. So to find vector PQ, we're going to use obviously the vectors OP and OQ. So we're going to say that vector PQ would be equal to vector PO plus OQ. So we are using the same strategy that we have discussed in class in vector addition. If we connect heads with tails, then the sum of the two vectors would be equal to the first and the last letters in the vector addition, so P and Q in this case. So vector PO, we don't know vector PO, but we are given the coordinates of OP, so we're going to replace PO with vector OP. So vector PO is the opposite of vector OP, so negative OP. Vector OQ can be used as is. So that means that we are multiplying by negative 1 the coordinates of OP, which are 11 and 19, plus, the vector OQ, which has coordinates 2 and negative 21. So let's add them. So this would be equal to negative 11, negative 19, plus 2, negative 21. So these vectors are given in component form. And to add vectors, we simply add the respective coordinates. So we're going to say we have to add the x's together, the y's together. So negative 11 and 2 will go together, and negative 11 and negative 21 will be added to each other. So that will make negative 11 plus 2 for the x coordinate. And for y coordinate, we have negative 19 and negative 21 plus negative 21. Let's write them in proper form. So therefore, we'll say that the coordinates of PQ are negative 9, comma, and 2, 1, 3, 40, negative 40. Okay. Now, the next thing that we want to do here is find the opposite of vector PQ. So the opposite of vector PQ is negative 9 and 40. So how does that work again? So that would be the vector QP actually. So that's what we're talking about before. So opposite of PQ has coordinates 9 and 40. So now that we have the opposite of PQ, then we can find the unit vector of the opposite of PQ. The unit vector symbol that we use is this little hat. So it shows that this is a unit vector for this specific one here. So that would be equal to 1 divided by the magnitude of vector negative PQ. So this vector whose unit vector we're trying to find, times the vector negative PQ itself. So now our job will be, we know the coordinates of negative PQ, 9 and 40. We need to find the magnitude of PQ. So for the magnitude of negative PQ, we're going to say that that would be equal to magnitude of PQ, or you can just leave it as is, and that would equal the square root of 9 squared plus 40 squared. So let's see what that gives us. So 9 squared plus 40 squared is 1681 square rooted. And square root of 1681 would be equal to, oh, that's a beautiful number, 41. So therefore, we're going to say the unit vector in the opposite direction of PQ. Oops, here we go. Let's be consistent with our symbols. Would be 1 over 41 times coordinates of vector P, negative PQ, which are 9 and 40. So this is a scalar that is multiplying a vector. So the unit vector will have coordinates 9 over 41, comma, 40 over 41. That's negative PQ, everyone. Okay, so I hope this made sense, and I hope you find this useful. Bye for now.